things like this. Definitely need a title. Just call it
Anal OG Podcast.
the Anal OG Podcast. Everybody will be like, they didn't talk about anal at all.
Welcome to the Anal Pod, episode 1.
Anal Pod. The OG
The Anal
podcast.
Cast.
The Anal Cast. Christ.
We're good, yeah?
Give us some fire there,
Awesome.
Bence.
So we've got Chris from the Striking Clinic today. Tell us about yourself a bit, Chris. What's good?
Not a problem, mate. Not a problem. So, am I telling you about myself, or am I telling the camera about myself?
This is a conversation, right?
So,
we're having a chat.
As you well know, I'm Chris from the Striking Clinic. I'm the head coach here in Banbury. I'm a martial arts. That's almost how you say martial arts. Yeah, I'm a martial arts coach. It's my almost full-time profession at this point. Been doing it since 2020, and yeah, we're a pretty cool spot down here in Banbury.
It's going strong.
Yeah,
Going strong.
That's one
It's
way.
probably
to
the
put
best martial arts gym that, well, I haven't been to many, but it's the best that I've been to, I can say that for sure.
It's definitely a cool spot. I think when we have, sorry, I'm going to pull that mic away from my vigorous chest hair here. When we have people that come here from other gyms, they've been and trained at other places for whatever reason, they've moved to Banbury, and this is the spot they've ended up in. We don't cut. We don't mention the enemy. No, and we're back. Yeah, when people have come in here and this is the first gym they've been to, it's very different. If they've been and trained in other gyms before, they can really appreciate the kind of setup and things that we have here. Whereas if it's your first time walking through the door and you come to a gym of this level and this kind of fit out, you kind of expect every martial arts gym to be like this, and it's just not the case.
Yeah, but I mean, like, so what sort of like sets it apart from other gyms, apart from the fact that you are actually a professional fighter, right?
Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. In the UK,
fakes.
there's tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of guys that have fought on a pro level, and people have definitely fought on a way higher level than I have. I think the things that set us apart are the chains rattling on the bags over there from your mic man. That's good. No, coaching is one thing that really sets us apart. Just because somebody's a good fighter doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to be a good coach. Here, I've been coaching since I was 17, so 20 years now, on and off, of course. I've coached kickboxing, I've coached some Muay Thai at a lower level, I've coached jiu-jitsu and all sorts of bits and pieces. So I'm well versed in that, and I know what I like, I know what makes a good class, and I try and stick with that rule set and vibe the whole time, you know.
Yeah, I have to say, like, I do like the way that the lessons of the classes are structured. Like, there seems to be like planning involved. Do you know what I mean? It's not just like, fuck it, let's wing it.
No, don't get me wrong. I think when I've coached martial arts, as I say, for 20 years. So it comes to a point where you're like, you can turn up one day, and if you haven't really got a full structure in mind, I can look around the room and be like, oh, these guys are going to benefit from this, or the majority of these people need to work on that. And so, yeah, you can wing a class every now and again. But for the most part, I have some sort of structure in mind about how it's going to go. Sometimes you don't know until you start hitting the bags or the pads the way it's going to lay out entirely. But that's the sort of stuff that you can't quite practice in your head at home. You just have to get there and do it, and then be like, right, this is exactly how it's going to play out.
Yeah. So across your life in martial arts, do you see yourself more as a coach or a fighter?
Nowadays, especially, the only thing I'm fighting is my demons, mate. That's it. But yeah, fighting my demons and my bank balance. That's the two things. No, I'm definitely in the coaching mindset. I think I prefer now being a coach to any of the competitive stuff. But I have competed, I've stepped up to compete like hundreds of times. You do tournament formats and stuff back in the day when I was on the sort of novice circuits and stuff. And that's a really good way to find out how you sort of battle the nerves and how you prepare and what works for you on the day and even in the build up to it. And then when you're on the more like the professional circuits and stuff where you put sort of 8 weeks in and then you do like a big fight or, tournament, whatever. Yeah, that's all the pre-stuff done there, that builds you up for the bigger stuff, you know. You'll notice this with me during interviews as well. I've got a little bit of ADD. So if I run on a tangent and then completely forget about, like this question that I completely forgot what you asked in the first place, I just started rambling.
No, go for it, man. That's the best way. That just sort of branches onto other topics, so that's good, man.
Works for me.
Yeah.
Works
But
for
the
me.
question was, do you see yourself more as a fighter or a coach?
Coach.
Coach.
Could
Awesome.
you imagine if every question I just gave you a one-word answer? I'm a coach, mate. What do you think? Huh?
Yeah, I'm going to run out of questions while they're, like
Yeah, 5
20
minutes.
minutes. Yeah, awesome. So what's something like that, what's a way that you sort of help people, you know, some of the fighters that we've got trained here, to sort of battle those nerves?
You know, everybody has a different starting point with nerves when it comes to fights. So some people are cool, calm and collected. Like you've met Jamie here. For reference of people at home, Jamie's an ex-rugby player. He's a bigger guy. He's pretty cool, pretty chill in the gym. But on fight day, Jamie is stone cold. He is the least nervous person I have ever met. And when I ask him about it, I'm like, dude, you don't get nervous at all. And he's just like, look, he's an ex-professional rugby player. He's used to people that are 110 to 130 kilos running full pelt at him.
Yeah.
And he's fighting anywhere now between 80 and 77 kilos. He's like, guys at that weight can't produce enough power in a single shot, like having a steamroller ran at you at like whatever, 30 miles an hour, 100% power, bam, impact. Just a punch or a kick, he's like not bothered at all. He just doesn't care.
Just tanks it. Yeah.
Yeah. Whereas we do have guys that battle their nerves a bit more. And certainly in the past, I've had guys that would get very, very nervous before fights. And my thing is I go through like a bit of a confidence checklist with people. So on fight day, when they're getting a bit nervous, I'm like, look, you've prepared for this. We're on weight. Our performance is good. Your fitness is good. You're strong. You've been working your technique. We've had good rounds in the gym. And as long as you're just ticking all these boxes off, as long as you can, then you're good to go. But what you don't want to be is there thinking, oh, I did skip those runs. You know, Chris told me to run, but actually I went swimming instead, or I went for a walk, or I didn't do the prep. If you haven't done the prep, you shouldn't be confident when you're stepping in there. But if you have done it, then we're good to go, and we can work around that. But there's also other things, like I find the strategy of having a really long warm-up helps most people. And I don't mean making it like a workout session. I mean just slow and steady. Some guys I'll just be like, should we go for a walk? And we'll just walk around the block a couple of times, bring it back. Maybe they'll do a bit of skipping, touch your toes, hit the pads a little bit. And it can be hours and hours and hours out. And we just keep chopping at the warm-ups that we maintain this level. And what happens is, instead of getting this massive adrenaline dump 5 minutes before you fight, you've been just eking into it that whole time. So your body doesn't have the ability to go, right, all this adrenaline now. We just eke at it and let it drip feed into you, so that when it comes to fight time, you're at here instead of here. And that tends to work pretty well.
Yeah. So have you ever had sort of people just on the day of the fight and be like, nah, I can't do it.
Don't get me wrong, I've had people say, oh, I can't do this on fight day in the past, but we always talk them round, or you know, calm the situation down until we know that they're good to go. Because my thing is, I wouldn't put people in for a fight unless I believed they were ready anyway. So I think them just having the faith in me that I'm confident in them to do it, they're good to go. You know, it's like a bit of behind the scenes reassurance that I wouldn't have put your name forwards if I didn't think 8 weeks prior that you were, you know, good and ready to go in for a fight. Yeah.
Ready for it, yeah. But it sounds a lot like it's a bit of like a mindset as well of, like you said, they focus on the things that they didn't do instead of all the stuff that they've done leading up to that fight. So it's kind of like, you know, do you focus on the negatives or
focus on the positives?
Yeah,
Well, you've got to focus on the positives. I think the only thing you don't want is somebody going in with false confidence, where, you know, you can tell yourself you've done everything right and you can tell yourself you're fit enough. But like say, if you haven't had that in the background, there's a part of your brain that's going to know, like, oh yeah, I am fit. Well, I did struggle on that run, or in those bag weight rounds. I wasn't going as hard as I should have been. I have been gassing out in sparring, and that's not where you want to be. The prep is where your confidence comes from, for sure.
Yeah, and definitely putting it into those Saturday bag work sessions.
Yeah, you've been on a few of those, haven't you? They're emotional.
Yeah.
Yeah, it starts off all nice and light, and then we close the shutter door, and the doors come down, and we box up the gym, and I just shout you until you guys are exhausted. It's good fun.
Yeah. Not fun for me, no.
No. You have a good base level of fitness, which you just don't maintain. But.
No. I've been slacking off for a few months, to be honest.
I can tell, mate. Look at the fucking state of you. Christ. At least I've got excuses, mate. I'm old.
I'm quite surprised, actually, that I'm not worse. Because I've had it before, but I've, like, stopped going to the gym and stuff for, like, 1 or 2 months.
Yeah.
And I'd gain at least, like, 10 kilos. I don't know how.
Yeah. Because how old are you?
23.
Yeah, nobody should be unfit at your age, Bence.
No.
This is how it works, mate.
I'll just go to America, mate.
That'll do it. Yeah, the average fat American's probably a bit fitter than you right now. I'm just saying, Americans are fat people. I don't.
Well, if you look at the statistics, you know what I mean? Like,
It's pretty bad. I saw one the other day that was saying. I saw it like I read something. That's not the case. I saw somebody else speaking about it that said the average American is fatter than the average American pig, which is it's a brilliant stat to have.
I want to know who went around and sort of compared that. Do you know what I mean?
Somebody's getting paid for it.
Just weighing pigs and then next to Americans, or
It's got to be something like that. It's got to be. I don't know how you'd do the math on it, but we'd figure it out. Yeah?
Anyway, back to martial arts. You get a lot of people come into the gym, which, you know, they've done like other sports before, like say rugby, or if they're a bit more, you know, gayer than football or something like that.
I didn't realise this was going to be a podcast where we could say the G word and not get slandered. I'm trying to not ruin my business in one interview here, Bence.
No. Yeah, no,
you have to come to the gym if you want to hear me say words like that.
Sorry. We'll keep it in the membership. But yeah, so you get a lot of people who come in from other sports. How do you think that sort of translates to, you know, martial arts, especially like kickboxing or Muay Thai?
Well, believe it or not, people that haven't done martial arts before that come here, but have done other sports, tend to do quite well because any sport is based around either jumping, sprinting, throwing, whatever, like athletic movements, you know? And if you've done those, like rugby or football, although footballers tend to not do as well because of all the, you know, rolling around on the floor when they get hurt. It's embarrassing, you know? Here we're pretending that we're not getting hurt whilst we are being hurt, and then we carry on. Whereas if you have that tendency to be like, oh, that hurt a little bit, I've got to play on it. Even in the back of your head, it doesn't play too well. Whereas like Jamie, for example, not just to turn this into a massive jack off Jamie podcast, but you know, you get hit and you've got to get back up and get on your feet and get back in position as fast as possible. That's really good for this because, I mean, I don't think I've ever seen anybody hurt Jamie. I've seen people try in and out of the gym, but he just rubs it off and just keeps going. The difference is when people come from like traditional martial arts, they have a lot of bad habits that you get away with either sparring or training with people that don't, you know, they can be sparring under different rule sets. And this is an issue with the word kickboxing in general, is that it's a very blanket term for, you know, 15 or 20 different martial arts that have points, or American freestyle where you only kick above the leg, or there's different versions of karate where you spar and you're not allowed to punch to the face, so you can only punch to the body, but you can kick to the head. Things get really weird really quick. And yeah, so people that come in without those different sparring styles tend to pick up what we're doing faster than having done some traditional stuff before, which then they have to have a big adaptation phase. Yeah, and they rely on different techniques that would work for them in their traditional sport, but here can be quite dangerous just to lunge in head first, trying to throw a jab to the body and a kick's coming at them. Yeah, so that's not to say that you shouldn't come and do this if you've done something else in the past, but you just have to get used to that transition phase where, yeah, there's a lot of things that you've done in the past that isn't going to work for you necessarily as well here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I remember I sparred against, I can't remember his name to be honest, but I remember you saying he came from like football. And I was saying like, wow, you know, I can feel it in his kicks that, you know, I think that sort of trains you to be able to kick better in a way. So that's how it sort of comes across to martial arts, yeah.
Yeah, kicking from football, some of the hardest guys I've ever been kicked by have come from football across. But there's slightly different forms. There's a bit more leaning and stuff in when you're kicking a ball on the floor that we can't get away with just because of head positions and stuff. Well, you might get away with it, but the time that you don't is the time that you pay for it, you know. But yeah, kicking translates across. But rugby really has been the one where people have come through the door and has that straight transition phase over where you're like, oh, you can really get stuck in. And you look at guys like Volkanovski in the UFC. He played rugby, hadn't done any martial arts, and then he turns up and he's world champion. I know it didn't happen that quick, but he's definitely performed at a high level. And that's not me just saying, God, I'm really jacking off rugby today. It does seem to be a good base for MMA and K1, you know, it really does.
Yeah, it does. I feel like it, you know, if you go into jiu-jitsu, it's very good.
Very good.
You remember Joe, my friend who I brought down? He was here for a bit.
Gay Joe. Look, I don't know if he is. That's how you described him to me. You said you two used to kiss when you were younger. And that's how you found out.
I'll be honest, I just call most of my friends gay just for the fun of it.
Oh, that's fair. That's fair.
They're not gay, but they are. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, no, but Joe, who you know, he did rugby.
Yeah.
The Brummy guy. Yeah.
Yeah, I know who we're talking about.
Yeah.
So you can move
cool.
on. Yeah, that's fine.
But yeah, like when we were messing around and we were just doing a bit of jiu-jitsu, and like I just can't get my arm around him. Do you know what I mean? Like he's got such a wide frame.
Well, he's morbidly obese, mate. That's
he's
the
not.
problem.
I wouldn't say he's fat. It's just like his body's just wide. Do you know what I mean? It's
very
like,
thick set.
You literally can't get your arms around him. It's just like you're dominating that field in jiu-jitsu. I feel like.
What, by having a thick torso?
Yeah, just having that build. But also, like being able to do rugby is, you know.
Yeah.
You're used to tackling guys to the ground, right?
Well, yeah, I suppose. I don't quite get your point here, Bence. You might have to explain that one a bit better sometime. But it's a good base to have. There's good strength and conditioning involved. There's lots of sprinting. And like you say, there's a lot of knock, get to the ground, get back up, and rough and tough and tumble in it. And it's a good transition phase. So yeah, if you're thinking of leaving rugby for one reason or another and you're looking to get into a new sport, pop on down to the Striking Clinic, mate. We'll look after you. Ben says he'll give you a kiss if you come in, all right?
I can't promise anything. But yeah, so I also wanted to ask, like, so you have people like me and Sam who came in and we haven't done any sort of sport before. Like, you know, did a bit of football when I was younger, which I was forced to do. But like, how does that sort of work against people who have done sports before? Like, what do you see? Do you see sort of more of a foundation to build sort of, I wouldn't say like better fighters, but would it be easier to coach them into martial arts?
Yeah, so my view on it is if somebody walks through the door and they say, I've never done anything like this before, I always say perfect, because there's no bad habits to get rid of.
Right.
Whereas if you've done some boxing or some Muay Thai, or even if you've just done K1, kickboxing, MMA, or another gym, different coaches all have different opinion on things, and there's things that you can do in boxing and Muay Thai or Taekwondo that you just, like I say, we can't get away with here too much. Like if you're in a side-on stance like you do in Taekwondo, we can kick to the leg, to the calf, and it tears people apart, right? If you've done boxing, the lead toe position's very different. It's pointed in, it's bladed, so we're a bit narrower. Whereas in K1, just having that toe turned in just exposes all the meat of the calf and the quad. I know that's not a calf or a quad, but I'm trying to do this for the camera. You know, we're on the level here. And so they do get torn up with just those basic things. So a basic guy with a good calf kick that's been training here for a couple of months could beat the crap out of a guy in sparring that's been boxing for, 4 or 5 years.
Yeah, that's the biggest weakness, isn't it? especially to boxers.
Yeah. Don't get me wrong. There's a really good base in boxing. The head movement and stuff tends to translate quite well over to what we do, as long as you cut out all of the low level stuff like the bobbing, the weaving, the deep rolling is the stuff that gets the boxers in trouble. As soon as you just go, I'm going to rely on slipping, pulling, parrying, the top half of your game is there already. We've had some really good guys. Have you ever sparred with Big Tommy?
Big Tommy.
Really, when I say big, he's not stacked out. He's got what I would describe as a vegan build. No, he's quite slim.
Is he like Jacob?
No. He's a bit thicker set than that.
I don't think I have, no.
No, Tommy's a really good boxer. I don't think he even competed in boxing that much by the sounds of things, but he's got a really good foundation. He's obviously done a lot of boxing training. And he picks stuff up quite well. So when I say, toe position needs to be like this, just watch this when you're doing this, he'll just adjust it straight away. And he's a really good round in the gym for the guys just coming from that boxing background, make the adjustments on the footwork and positions and stuff. And he was in straight away.
Where do you stand on sort of boxing is always called the king of if you need to beat someone in a street fight, you need to be a boxer. What's your view on that?
Well, I'd say we have a good boxing focus here. Although I don't coach boxing classes, but the strategy of what we do in the Striking Clinic when we're competing, we do have a big focus on the boxing side of things. Obviously, kicking and kneeing is a huge aspect as well, but the boxing sort of sets it all up. I would say as far as street fights go, I think the basic principles of keeping your hands up and being able to throw the basic few punches, jab, cross, lead hook, overhand, you can get away with whatever. But the higher level stuff, when you're looking to land good body shots, uppercuts, and more diverse things, that's the stuff that really needs a lot of reps putting in. But yeah, for the most part, keep your hands up, you'll be fine. But the odd kick, like we say, a good calf kick could change your life. It really will. It really will. How was your first experience of a calf kick, Bence? You remember it well?
I don't remember it, to be honest. No. I remember the first experience I got kneed in the chest.
Oh, yeah.
Do you remember that?
Was it me?
No.
I remember you rolling around on the floor, or at least you were on your knees, like, huh. But
that might have been it. So that was, I was sparring Joe, little Joe.
The youngster?
Yeah.
Yeah,
What is he, 15?
He's nearly 15.
15,
yeah,
right.
He was definitely 14 when he TKO'd you.
I got back into it. I don't know. Yeah, but that was brutal. I was like, but to be fair, I've never experienced it before, so I think I want to say if I took another one, I'd know how to prepare myself. It's fine. I'll be fine in a few seconds.
Yeah, sometimes you got to walk it off. Sometimes you can't. Knees are. Yeah, the first time you feel a good knee, it is a bit of a life-altering experience. It is. It's very different. The amount of impact that you can generate in a punch compared to a knee, it's so much more power in a knee. And of course, it's all bone. There's no padding on it.
Yeah.
So when my guys, we've had a lot of guys compete at the white collar and amateur level where they're still wearing shinnies, and you're wearing gloves that are slightly more padding. But the craziest thing to me is that people are competing in white collar and there's no rule set on knee pads. So at the pro level, there's no knee pads. Semi-pro, amateur, and white collar, all no knee pads. And I always tell my boys, I'm like, look, you get the opportunity to send a knee in, do it, because that's the pro level attack that you have here. Like if you roundhouse kick them to the head, you might do very well. Like you might do damage, but you've still got a shin guard on. Whereas the knees are unpadded, unprotected, send them in, if you get the opportunity. So you will see some of my guys will look for that in their competitions, even at the lower levels.
So use your knees, is what you're saying.
Oh, on fight day. On fight day, guys, use your knees. You should do. You're in white collar. There's no padding on them. You're good to go.
How does so if someone who's trained or trained with taking knees to the body, wherever, how effective do knees become after you've sort of already you know, took a few and you know what it's like? Like, is it still sort of something that a fighter can just be like, use on the fight, or?
Oh, of course, yeah. My view is every person has like their chin, and I know this is the description of the chin to the people at home, but if we're talking about a chin from a fighting perspective, it basically means how much you can get hit to the head before being rendered unconscious, or at least for the referee to stop. Some people, you can punch them as hard as you like and their head will rock from side to side and they'll be back in. Other people you'll hit and they'll stagger a bit, but they're back in. And some people you'll hit and they'll be quite wincy, covering up, going down towards the floor. And everybody's level of that is different. The body tends to be softer, especially in the lower levels. You know, your muscle conditions, your organs condition, but the muscle around the ribs and stuff will condition to impact over time. But yeah, things like landing punches and knees to the liver or to the floating rib always tend to be the best option. You know, some people will throw knees in and you'll see them hitting high on the chest or right in the middle of the abdominals where there's not really anything around to damage. Yeah, or the nuts. You do see those go in occasionally. I don't think any of our guys have kneed people in the dick in competition yet, but something to work towards. I'll get a medal made up or something for somebody who does it for the first time.
I was going to say, I've kneed a few people in the nuts there in sparring.
Yeah. It is an unfortunate part of the sport. I don't want to deter people away. You can always wear a box, you know. But depending on your hip position, it will depend where your knee goes. So if your hips are rounded, or if, let's say they're flat or level, the knee will rise up because of the hip joint, so it'll just bring up. Whereas if we can keep the hips tilted in, now the knee comes forwards, and that's the damage, that's the angle that you need to do the impact that you want in the body. Just, rather than just looking to hit a spot that your knee's going to glance off, we want to pick a spot that we just send it in to do the work, you know?
Yeah.
Nobody's going to come here after this interview, no. Bence. Ben's like, how would you fuck up a dude?
So let's get a bit more about why people should come here, Chris.
Well, I suppose they could. If you're racist, you should definitely... No. Cut. All right, so ask me again.
Why should people come to the Striking Clinic, Chris?
Oh, don't ask me like a gimmick, Bence. God, just ask me casually, huh?
So, okay, yeah, no. So why should actually people, you know, from any background, we get people from a lot of backgrounds here, you know, loads of different types of people. Like I said, who have done sports before. Some of them have done martial arts before. Some of them haven't done anything like me. You know, what's sort of the top 3 reasons people should learn sort of a martial art like this?
Well, rather than saying top 3 reasons they should learn a martial arts like this, I should say the top 3 type of people that we get coming through the gym. You get people that go from, I've never done anything before, I want to try something new, I'm looking for a new hobby, let's give this a try. Cool. You get people that are sick of the sport that they're doing or the hobby that they have. Maybe they've been doing gymnastics or dance or something. We have females here too. I don't just mean Bence. You're obviously a belly dancer of some description or something. Pole, no? But, you know, rugby,
only
football.
On Saturdays.
Only on Saturdays if I'm getting paid well. Yeah, they could come from either rugby, football, boxing, bits and pieces, and they don't want to do that anymore. They've decided to, you know, give it a rest and do something completely different. And also we get people that are just moving to the area of Banbury or near Banbury, and they're looking for a bit more of a social hobby. You know, some people will move to a new area and think, oh, I want to stay fit, I'll go to the gym. But especially if you've moved somewhere new, I've had it myself when I was working down in Kent for a few years, and I tried going to just Pure Gym or Ballantyne's or Virgin Active and stuff. And it's very unsocial, although you're surrounded by people with a similar interest of lifting weights, getting fit, doing whatever. Nobody really talks to each other. Everybody puts the headphones in, and it's still, you know, you've moved to a new place, you don't know anybody, and then you go and do something like that, you're still very lonely. Whereas in a place like this, it's a big open space, everybody turns up early, we all have a chat and a catch up and have a laugh before class. have a laugh during class. And you're always paired up or in a 3 or however it works with the numbers on the day. So it's a bit more of a, so it's a bit more of a social aspect.
Oh yeah, no, it'll be fine.
Yeah, it'll be fine. It'll be fine.
That's fine.
Yeah, so there's a bit more of a social aspect to the gym. So if people do move to the area, they tend to pick up a sport like this more than anything else.
Yeah, because I thought about like if I were to move somewhere, I was like, fuck, I can't come to the Striking Clinic, then it'd be too far away. But I'd find a different gym.
Yeah, and martial arts can do that for you. So I had that, as I say, when I moved down to Kent, I went to gyms to start with, just lifting weights, running on the treadmill and stuff, and I was still like, well, I'm fit, but this isn't quite what I was looking for. And I'd retired from martial arts at the time, really. I didn't compete anymore, and I got a few injuries that are a bit hindering. So I decided to just go to a jiu-jitsu gym and not really tell anybody who I was or what I'd done in the past, and just like, yeah, I'm just here to, learn a bit of jiu-jitsu and socialise, really. That was good for me, just turning up there. CSA gym down in, where is it, Maidstone? Yeah, really good gym, really good gym.
So is that how you met Gav, sort of doing jiu-jitsu? Or?
Yeah, doing jiu-jitsu. Yeah. Gav and I both went to the same MMA class together up in Redditch at Titan's Gym in Redditch. What the fuck am I? Oh, Jesus Christ. Let's do that again. Redditch. Where was it? Redditch. Cut. So, Gav and I first met down in the Titan's Gym in Redditch, up in Birmingham. That's what I was trying to say before, but I totally mullered it. So it's Redditch MMA. I think there's been a split of that now. So James Whiston used to run the classes there, but it was within the Titans Gym that's run by Kevin Dorman. And he was my Muay Thai coach in the end. And Gav stuck with Redditch MMA until he went over to 10th Planet Birmingham, who was James's original coach. Gav and I trained together. I think I was a bit younger than him. I was 20 when I started training there. And I think God, how much older is Gav than me? I think Gav's 7 years older than me. So he was a little older. Not as old as he is now. Christ, God, he's grey. God, he's got some wrinkles on him. But and just a weird turn of events. We both ended up in and around the Banbury area way back in the day. We had a project that we were doing together once upon a time. Life took me in a different direction. He stuck with it. And then, in 2020, he sort of rung me up and said, look, I'm starting to do my own thing and thinking of getting the old band back together. What would you think? And, it's been gravy ever since,
Yeah, the Jonas Brothers got back in town.
I don't know if you'd describe us as the Jonas Brothers. I don't think any teenage girls are screaming over Gav and myself, but we'll,
Oh, I don't know.
No posters of us up in the bedroom. Christ, have you seen Gav? Oh my God, he's terrible.
I'm sure you'll be glad to hear that.
I'm sure he will.
If he watches this, he probably won't. But yeah, so you started this gym together then, you sort of both run it. So he runs upstairs, jiu-jitsu, you run sort of downstairs, and then you split MMA?
That's kind of how it works, yeah. So 10th Planet Banbury is Gav's baby, his project, his business, as the Striking Clinic is mine. And so we don't have any crossover really from a business aspect of that, other than the fact that we run it in the same gym, except Gav's is above ours and we're downstairs. We have a few classes like the wrestling and the MMA classes that cross over. So if you're a member with either of us, you can do both of those classes. But as far as strict striking classes and strict jiu-jitsu classes go, you have to be on one or the other membership to do that. We do offer a bolt-on. So if you came to the gym through me, decided you want to do jiu-jitsu as well, you would get a discount on that membership. And like for the jiu-jitsu guys, they would get a discount if they wanted to train with me as well.
Yeah. And it's not too bad a price as well.
No, I think all in all, it works out if you were doing both the memberships, which meant you could train 7 days a week, be instructed 7 days a week in each class, it would work out to about £100 a month.
I think it is, yeah.
Which, when you put it into a perspective of by day, it works out to a couple of quid a day or less. My math's terrible. It's
probably a bit more, but
yeah. Well, I don't know. Do the math quick, Bence. Go. No.
I'm not that fast, mate. I'm getting old as well.
That's not what your missus says, but
but yeah, I mean, like, you know, all the classes that you like both sites offer, it's, you know, it's definitely worth it.
Oh, God,
worth the membership. Yeah.
Yeah.
We both have like classes every day of the week now. You even have Fridays now, I think.
yes, yeah. So I have a couple of guys, some of our active fighters that coach the MMA classes for us at the moment. I was coaching all the MMA classes myself at one point, and as I say, with injuries that I have, you know, herniated discs and bulging discs in my neck and need my hips
Basically not
replaced
you
and
anymore.
stuff.
Are you?
Yeah, I could be very bionic before I'm 40. Let's put it that way. So yeah, yeah. I have. I've recently had injections in both hips. Now I always butcher the word of it, but it's hyaluronic acid. It's found in a lot of beauty products and stuff. So if you look at my hips, they're the best they've ever looked. No, but it's like a coating that coats the cartilage, makes everything run a bit smoother, reduces inflammation and pain. So I'm feeling fine and dandy at the moment. I get that done at Clinical up here in Banbury, which is a good physiotherapy centre. They also do like ultrasound and guided injections. And yeah, they've really sorted us out. But as he was injecting us this time, he was like, there's not a lot left in this hip here, Chris. You know, you do need to consider more surgical options at some point. And I'm like, yeah, we'll do, of course. Yeah, not looking forward to that.
Hips a bit.
Yeah, I think so. Apparently, I have a combination of things where I have a cam abnormality, which is instead of the ball of your hip joint being perfectly round, there's like a little spur or a little bump on it, which just means that would wear into the joint. And I also have a hip abnormality, which is called a pincer. So instead of it being a socket and ball like this, the pincer wraps over a little bit more to restrict the movement. And then with this little nodule, the two really shut down how much movement I get in the hip. And you get a lot of jarring and pain and stuff because of it. So yeah, when I say to people I can't kick to the head anymore, there's a physical blockage as to why I can't do it. So yeah, I try not to kick above the knee if I can help it. Hence the boxing focus here at the Striking Clinic.
Yeah. Very, very focused on that.
Yeah.
So yeah, not good in the bedroom then either.
No, not anymore. I'm mostly like,
You've retired from that as well.
We'll get the sex swing out to make life a little easier, and but yeah. Some of my famous positions, I can't get my legs behind my head anymore, Bence. I really have to restrict. I'm basically a fuck stick, aren't I? No. That's a Bill Burr joke. You'll have to cut that out. No. Can't just rip off Bill Burr, no?
It's fine.
Yeah,
exactly. It's homage to him.
Homage. No, yeah, I think a lot of the classics I'm fine with. It's mostly just if my knee comes towards me, I'm in trouble. This way, I get stuck. So as long as I can maneuver myself around the bedroom in that manner, you know, performance has been fine. You know.
I was thinking more like when you're bringing your knee back after a kick, but yeah.
Well, you said in the bedroom, mate. What are you talking about? Huh?
I thought you were just talking about your knees now in general, but
no, try and stay off them. We'll be all right.
Yeah. Anyway,
you fucked that one up, didn't you, Ben? Sir? He tried his best. Really,
I tried. So yeah, outside of the Striking Clinic, what's life looking like for you? You know, you go on a lot of you recently went on like a holiday, right? Or something.
My missus has described it not as a holiday, but as a mini break, as it was only 2 nights away. I'm not a very holiday person. I like to think that I've tried to make the life that I want, as in I'm in the gym all the time, I'm coaching, I'm helping people out, we're here having a laugh and having a good time. And in my head, I'm like, why would you want to be away from that? Whereas I know that a lot of people work sort of jobs that they don't like. Sometimes they go home to people they don't like and they're desperate to get away from the mundane, or they live in a place that they don't like. Yeah, I like to say I'm different. It doesn't mean I'm any happier than the average person, but I try and appreciate the little bits and pieces, the good things that I have, rather than focus on the negative bits and pieces. but yeah, we had a little mini breakaway, and it was just a bit of what would you call it? It was a bit of a digital detox. I spend a lot of time on my phone. It's one of my, I should sort that bit of my life out for sure. Far too much time, but I run my business through it. I do all my social media myself and stuff. And so it does, sometimes there's a lot of crossover. You do end up doom scrolling, and it's a terrible, terrible thing. And the times where I do just put my phone down, I actually don't think too much about it. This weekend wasn't difficult for me. But as soon as I got back to normal life, I'm straight back on the phone, straight back in the doom scrolling, like, oh, just do this until I find the next funny thing, and then I'll be like, that was quite funny. I'll find the next funny thing, and it just keeps going and going.
I see all the reels in the group chat.
Yes, you're in the bad one. We don't talk about that group, Bence. But if you do find funny reels, send them to me. Because I'll appreciate them. It'll be good.
We'll see you giggling in the corner of the gym.
I don't check reels when I'm on when I'm here
in the office. Then
yeah, I do say to people, when I'm here, I'm the best version of myself. I really believe I'm focused on what is here. I'm very what's the word I'm looking for now? I was going to say focused, but it's not the word I'm looking for. Like when I'm here in the stroke,
like in the moment, or?
In the stroking clinic, I'm living in the moment, baby. The stroking clinic's a very different thing. That
episode is coming after this one.
Very different price range when we're talking about the stroking clinic. But no, when I'm here in the striking clinic and I'm coaching, I'm attentive. I'm here being the coach rather than when I'm at home. You know, sometimes I'm the boyfriend, sometimes I'm doing this, sometimes I'm doing that. Sometimes I'm looking at my phone and I'm just time traveling, sat down, just scrolling into the next hour, you know.
Sometimes you're putting the family in place. Huh?
What? There's
no firm hands, no?
No, I don't. I don't have to hit my missus, which is a wonderful statement to say. Some people, I know you do, right? You get a bit heavy-handed with the missus.
From time to time.
Yeah, if
it's needed.
It's needed.
Mate, this is the thing. They like it. They like it sometimes. You know what I mean?
What, just putting in their place? Tell me more, Bence, sir.
Nah, what about the beating?
Look, if she likes it rough, at least you got to give it some quality strikes that you've learnt from.
God, we're getting cancelled.
Yeah. These are all bits to edit out, Bence, sir. But
knowing the internet, there's going to be people who take this seriously.
Well, yeah, probably. Yeah, I don't like to say, look, when I'm in class, I do explain to people that I have quite a dark sense of humour, and I will make jokes about things like, I'll put a reference to it. Like, let's say, if I'm going to drop one on the pod for you, we talk about the spinning hammer fist, right? Now, you've been in a spinning hammer fist class. Now, the most important part of the spinning hammer fist is this extension of the arm to get full power. Now, I don't like to say it from a modern reference because, of course, times have changed. So I'll say to people, right, I'm going to take you back into the 1940s, back when things were done right. The man went to work and the woman stayed at home and cooked the dinner. And if she burnt that dinner, Bence, she's getting the back of the hand. But not saying that I would backhand my missus if she burnt my dinner. I'm just saying that in the 1940s, there's a very good chance you've been working in the coal mine all day and you come home and your missus had one job to do. There's a very good chance
she's going to feel another burn.
That she's going to feel the back of the hand. I'm not saying I agree with it. I'm just saying that it happened. And so we use references like this as memorable coaching moments. Now, it's actually a coaching strategy, okay? It's not one that I particularly use with the kids in that manner, but with the adults, I think we can all have a laugh and we can all dissociate from the current time and what's real and what we all truly believe and what we can all have a laugh and a joke about. But we call them memorable coaching moments because if I say something like that, everybody's laughing, everybody remembers the joke, and everybody's thinking, right, I've got to get my arm straight at the end of this back fist. Whereas if I said to you, if I just stood there and went through all the coaching points and I was like, this is the most important point, get your hand straight by the end of the point. I'm going to walk around and everybody's going to be limp arming and doing this. And I'll be like, don't you remember when I told you to get your arm straight at the end of this? It's boring, you know?
Yeah.
Whereas if I can say, don't forget, we're in the 1940s here. You've got to hit your misses.
You just have to.
You
Like,
you just have to. Like, she had one job, mate, you know? That steak was expensive back in the day. If she's frazzled it, mate. If you wanted it medium and it's well done, in the 1940s. But we're here in 2025, where luckily that doesn't happen, and we can edit this quite well, so that we probably
so it sounds a bit better, you know.
So it probably doesn't end up in the final cut, you know.
I like the other term you use as well, where it's when you're doing the switch kicks, and you have to make it like your mum's just shouted dinner, and then you have to sort of run.
That's probably a more friendly podcast friendly reference that we can make.
We should have used that one.
Yeah, I mean, there's still time, Bence. We can edit
do
this
that
out.
one, and then we'll cut it.
So yeah, if we're talking about good, memorable coaching moments, running like your mom has called you down for dinner is probably one of the references that people get very easily. I don't know how you were as a kid, but sometimes my mom would be heavy-handed if you were late to the dinner table. The dinner could be in the bin. You know, you never knew. So when you heard your name called for dinner, Chris, dinner, you would get on it pretty sharpish. There'd be a bit of a sprint step, and that reference is one that I use for the switch step of things like the switch kick or the switch lead hook, the switch cross. And it tends to be a reference that people get, so they get out of this habit of stepping and more into this habit of like, oh shit, I've got to get there as fast as possible, mom's calling. Except for all the people whose moms died when they were children, in which case they don't get the reference whatsoever.
Brilliant.
I apologise to everybody whose mom's dead, you know.
Yeah, but I know what you mean. I got the Eastern European upbringing, so.
Ouch.
Yeah.
Huh?
It might have been a bit worse than yours, to be honest. I don't know how bad yours was.
For the podcast, my upbringing was wonderful. I had role model parents. It was all good, fine and dandy.
Don't get me wrong, my parents did the right thing. I was a little shit when I was.
You're not great now, mate. I think, if I'm being honest, I think that 80s, 90s upbringing is probably the golden era of parenting, where, people were rougher with their kids, and they did tell them straight, and they did hit them straight. But God, have you ever met an adult that never got hit as a kid?
I've definitely met some, yeah.
Yeah, you used to work at what was that place called? Soho House. Probably met thousands of them. You probably worked with loads of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's put it this way. I don't know anybody that wasn't hit as a kid that is somebody that I can hold a conversation with. It's bleak. Yeah.
I definitely remember some people there. We had a few managers. Can't mention the names, obviously. But
there's a lot of bleak.
They were like they definitely had like a very silver spoon sort of upbringing, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
You can tell by the way they walked around and the way they talked to their staff that they've never been in a fight, they've never been beaten, or, you know.
Yeah.
And you just think like, oh, you just meet the wrong person to say that to, and you won't be doing that anymore.
Because they never get hit when they're a kid, they don't realise that they can get hit when they're an adult. Not saying they should get hit. It'd be nice if people could go throughout the world not hitting people in the streets or having a different opinion, they hit each other, whatever. It would be nice if violence wasn't a necessity from time to time, but everybody should realise that it's an option. Like,
well, you come across some people like just in the street that, you know, you just shouldn't fuck with, really.
Yeah, there's people out there, even if it's just somebody's got a good overhand and the will to use it, you know, it's
well, I mean, we're in England, it's prime spots for shanking, isn't it? Well, so,
that's different completely.
For in certain cities, maybe.
Yeah, I think knife crime, currently we're in 2025, just in case anybody's watching this in the future. Knife crime's obviously the most rampant it's ever been. You know, you mentioned London for one is definitely like through
I
the
was
roof.
thinking more Birmingham, to be honest.
London,
Is
Birmingham.
London worse?
It's definitely going up and up and up. It's one of those statistics that's not coming down. It it obviously isn't good. You know, nobody should have to carry a knife. Nobody should really want to carry a knife. Like there's people out there that are like, oh, I want to have this knife on me because I'm the big I am. And there's people out there that carry them because they think, well, if that guy's got a knife, I've got to have a knife. And so we'll all have knives. Hopefully nobody will use them. But they do. So let's put it this way. We were at an event, maybe it was 18 months ago, 2 years ago, something like that. I won't mention names and whatever. But there was some kicking off in the crowd after the event.
Was this
Don't mention names, please, Bence.
We'll
Cut that out.
cut.
But, you know, you go to a lot of fights and things and crowds get rowdy. There's alcohol passed around and somewhere things started kicking off and there were glass bottles being thrown and smashed and people were holding them and doing all sorts of stuff, waving them in people's faces. And for me, in my head, it brings a bad taste to the sport because a lot of people do associate that kind of thing with what we do, and it's not at all. I am a martial artist. I'm a fight coach, and there are rules to the sport, and that's what we do. When this sort of stuff started kicking off in the crowd or in the car park and things, we didn't run in and think, right, let's go in there and punch people's heads in because that's what we need. My head went to, there was a lot, it was youthful, these people that were kicking off, probably teens, probably oldest being 17 or 18. Some of the younger guys probably looked 15, 16. And in my head, I'm thinking, I don't want any of these kids' parents being rung up from A&E being told, oh, your kid got glassed. Well, they had a difference of opinions, and instead of talking it out or being intellectual with their debate, they decided to start throwing glass bottles at each other, and now your kid's never going to look the same again. And that goes for the same with knife crime. You know, it's life-changing shit. Even if it's just a visual perspective, even if that kid's got to look in the mirror every day for the rest of his life with big scars and cuts and whatever else on him, it shouldn't happen. God, we were joking a minute ago, talking about my dick and stuff, and now here we are talking about knife crime, Bence. You're not going to get a... But also, my knife's pretty massive at home, so...
But, I mean, I feel like people who sort of know that they can fight don't tend to get into fights.
No. I think people understand the dangers of the sport a lot better when you do it. There are people that have... You know, there are people that have troubled pasts, or let's say they've grown up in a way where they could get away with things like this. They come to the gym, and I've made it very clear that sort of behaviour outside of the gym isn't acceptable. They have to kind of drop that identity of bravado and this is who I am, and if anybody ever says anything to me that I have to kick off and prove a point. Like, I don't fight with idiots. Like, if you want to fight with me, and admittedly, I'm at a point now, I am fully retired from fighting. I have no interest in fighting anymore. The damage is done to some extent. I enjoyed it, and I have good memories from competing and training in those back in the day. But there would have to be a big purse. You know, I'd need a lot of money, a big shiny belt, and, you know, a lot of promotion in the background. There would have to be a lot for me to go back to fighting. And I definitely wouldn't get egged up by some idiot that's probably never fought, barking in my face about how tough he is and how he'd beat the shit out of me. It tends to be quite comical. I find it very funny when I've been in situations. Yeah,
I've had it before in a club at the end of closing, and you know, you get, I don't know how often you've been clubbing in your days, but
I don't, mate. I'm teetotal. I don't like being around drunk people. I don't like having late nights, loud noises. It's the autism.
I've retired from that as well. But yeah, when I did go, there was some, you know, you go line up to get your stuff from the locker rooms, and you know, a lot of people pushing in. And then some guy decided to start following me down the street, picking a fight. and he was very drunk. You could tell he was very drunk, and I actually maybe had like 1 or 2 drinks.
White wine.
What?
White wine. Ladies drink.
No.
No. Okay. Just checking.
Whiskey.
yeah. Sherry.
And yeah, it was just like really drunk dude following me down the street in like elbowing distance, and you just think like, I don't really want to do anything. Like it was at the time when I trained here.
Yeah.
And it's like, you know, I'm not the greatest fighter, but I can throw somewhat of a punch.
If he says so. Yeah.
I'm waiting for your approval.
Yeah, like a 3 out of 10. Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's a thing of like, if I actually knock the guy out, and especially when he's drunk, you know, you slip into whatever coma, or when your brain's already like fucked on alcohol.
Yeah.
You can actually die from it as well.
Yeah.
Worst case. Like,
that's the big difference here. Like when you spar, even if something happens, it's a rough round, somebody's getting ready for a fight, heavier contact, somebody makes a mistake while somebody's throwing a perfect shot. At least here, the person that throws, or like the people nearby, would try and catch you. We've got mats on the floor. We've got all that sort of stuff in place so that you would never hit your head on a concrete floor like you would on the street. Not saying, I don't think anybody's ever been. Well, there's been one or two people that have gone down, but it's more body shots and things.
what from
sparring here? Yeah, we should probably gloss over that, but we won't bring that up too much. We want people to think this is a nice place.
Was it invite only?
Yes.
Oh, okay. So
then
different level then.
You should know
essentially.
That. Yeah. But out on the street, people get hit, like you say, people's head hit the concrete, and sometimes that does more damage than the punch itself. People can die. God, this is a morbid podcast, Bence. I thought we were here to have a laugh, talk about our dicks and stuff. I do need to piss again, though, so I'm going to use this opportunity.
Oh, we're going to take another commercial break.
Battery break. Head over to strikingclinicbanbury.com where you can sign up for your week's free trial.
Yeah, what about you? What's your first homosexual
My first homosexual experience? You know, because I don't drink, I've never...
You've never kissed a man?
I've never been in this environment, you know. A lot of my friends from back home in Birmingham, when they've had a drink, they can get a little... what's that game called now? Gay chicken. Yeah, they can get a little bit like...
Please enlighten me. What is gay chicken?
Well, it's where two men look at each other and pucker up their lips, and then the person who dips away is the gay chicken. Like, you were scared of kissing another man, you're the chicken. But when my friends are sober, they do play it properly. When they're not, they just, yeah.
They just pussy out, don't they?
No, they just start kissing each other. It's great. I said great. It's gay. It's gross.
You like watching it then?
Yeah. That's my thing. Really gets my dick hard. Yeah. That's the one. Well, would you two kiss for me real quick? You two, play gay chicken. No, not for me. Cut, time, edit, go! And we're back in the...
So, Chris, you don't drink.
Has
that always been like that?
Yeah, I've never drank, never been drunk.
Really?
Yeah.
Never had like any beer?
I've had
whiskey?
sips of alcohol when I was younger, and people would be like, "What, you don't drink? Come on, try this. It's nice. Try this." Because that's what alcoholics. That's what drunk people sound like to me. Yeah, no, it never interested me. I was competing when I was a teenager, so at the time where all my friends were starting to drink and party and things, I just didn't have that inkling. I never wanted an excuse, even when I was younger. I never wanted to think, oh, I'd have won that if I hadn't have been drinking the weekend before or the night before, whatever it is. Yeah, I didn't want anything to go in that was like a hindrance to me. I wanted everything to be beneficial, so I would try and eat as well as I could and exercise as much as I could and as well as I could train, you know. Yeah, it's not what everybody was thinking at the age of 15 and whatever, but that's me.
No, I mean, you know, if you've got your priorities and you want to get somewhere in life, right?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, a lot of my friends from, well, I say friends, people I went to school with, who I see occasionally, they're sort of in the same position as they were when we left school. You know, they go drinking, do drugs. this, that,
Yeah.
and that.
It's hard because I know it's a very British thing is drinking, where it's like you go to the pub after work, or we can't wait to finish Friday night so we can get in the club or get to the pub, whatever you know. I get it's such a social, big social construct in England that people have to drink, and you know, it never hit me. My parents both drank, probably say dad more than mum, but but you know, I don't want to just throw her under the bus there. Like, mum's an alcoholic. She's not at all. She really doesn't drink. But dad was a good drinker, let's say. But he just never hit me. But I'm the only one out of my siblings that ever felt that way. I think, you know, I'm quite an obsessive person, and I've been very stubborn since an early age. And then even when I stopped competing at the age of 24, I just thought to myself, if I give in to peer pressure now, that's pretty pathetic, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know, just be like, oh, well, I was only doing this, or I only wasn't drinking so that I could do well in this. Like, what's the benefit of me drinking now? There isn't really, is there? So.
Yeah, I mean, I'll be honest, there's not much benefits to being drunk, is there?
No.
You have a good time once, and then
and then you pay
hungover
for it the next day.
yeah.
Yeah. And what's the ratio? Do you have a good time for 3 hours and then it gives you 6 hours of feeling rough, or?
I'll be
I
honest,
don't have any.
It depends on what you drink, really. I've had terrible experiences with like gin.
Okay.
Gin's like a very like heavy spirit. In terms of just how it affects your body, I think. But you look at like people who, especially like much older people who drink like maybe a whiskey and soda, or like whiskey on the rocks. They won't have like a hangover the next day.
Oh, no?
It's usually when you mix spirits with like sugar, like sugary stuff. So
okay.
if you have like I mean, you know, gin and tonic's got a bit of sugar in, but especially like a rum and coke and stuff like that, you'll have a terrible hangover the day after, because
Really?
or you'll feel rougher than anything else. Yeah.
Okay. So if I'm going to start drinking, it's best to stick with neat spirits, is what you're saying. That's
straight out of the bottle.
Straight out of the bottle. Yeah. Definitely don't mix it up. You don't want to water it down. Just hardcore liquor.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll bear it in mind.
Yeah. No, just like, I don't know. It depends. I mean, last night I was just drinking anything, really. I was just making up drinks because I wanted to. And I was like, here, have this drink. And they wouldn't have it. So I'd drink some bit of it, and then someone else would have it. I made her like 2 drinks. So she just sat over 2.
Is that why you look so sad today? No, I'm joking. I'm hungover.
I think she was in a rough position. Yeah.
Are you feeling rough? I apologise.
Rougher than me.
We'll keep it down.
Yeah. But I'm used to drinking.
We'll edit this bit out where I pull a hair out of my mouth from my beard. I hope that's not a pube. That'd be all right.
How would a pube get there?
How would it not? I don't know what you do with these bean bags, huh? These bean bags are in your car. Your missus was in your car. I've got no idea what your manscaping situation is, Bence. This could be anything.
Depends on the time of year.
Is it terrible? It's bad. It's rough.
Yeah. Depends on the time of year, man. Winter, you've got to keep it warm down there, so.
That's understandable. And in the summer, you need some to soak up the sweat, don't you? You don't want your balls sticking to your legs all the time. It's nothing worse having to do the shake.
Yeah.
You know.
You got to look out for the crabs, though.
Yeah, standard. You can't just grow your own, mate. You have to catch them from somewhere. So just. You not do the microscope check before, no?
No. I just let them be, you know. I'm eco-friendly like that.
Of course. Eco-friendly. I don't want to annihilate this species.
Got a whole ecosystem down there.
Yeah, I bet. With all the yeast. Anyway, moving on.
Yeah. Pop culture, right?
Pop culture.
Yeah. Actually, I wanted to ask you because, you know, I'm mainly a sort of a filmmaker, and I've done a bit of shooting down here before.
Mm-hmm.
With a camera, not with
Yeah, not like an American school. Yeah, I'm with you.
Do you sort of watch films a lot? Do you sort of stay in the loop of
Do you know,
the film world?
I would say I haven't been to the cinema in a long time. For the only reason being is that modern movies do seem to be dog shit. And I understand that, you know, people get paid very well and directors put a lot of time into it and stuff, but it's garbage, isn't it? I don't know. I haven't seen a good film at the cinema for a long time, let alone a film that I've seen a poster of and been like, oh, I really want to see that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's 50-50, I think.
Mm.
Whereas, you know, in the older days.
The older days.
In your days.
In the
time.
black and white Charlie Chaplin days.
No, but like, you know, sort of through the 60s to maybe the 2000s, films are just generally
60s? How fucking old do you think I am?
No, I'm talking about when films were good.
Oh, okay.
I haven't really watched stuff, you know, before the 60s. So 60s to 2000s, I think that's when you get films which are like quite good.
No, so I would say we definitely had a golden era.
Yeah.
You know, like when the Lord of the Rings came out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, Lord of the Rings. Now, look, I'm not a nerd. I didn't really read the books or anything like that. You know, I barely read. But some of the special effects, the acting, amazing.
You shed a tear, didn't you?
Which battle was it? It was one of them where it was. Oh God, I can't even remember the name of this shit now. What's the final battle where they're all rushing in and? Is it Helm's Deep? It is Helm's Deep, isn't it?
Yeah. I don't know if that was the final one.
There's going to be like spotty, thick glasses nerds at home watching this. Like, God damn it! You don't know what you're talking about.
Actually,
yeah. But yeah, some of the war scenes and things in that, like you know, when Gandalf comes down the hill, saves them all, and all this sort of shit. Just incredible. Whereas nowadays it seems a bit more like they're looking to scoop this person into that role because they want people to accept a person of, you know, a minority with different sexual beliefs and things. And why are you laughing, Bence?
No, I was thinking more like they're trying to put certain actors in there, like Sydney Sweeney or.
What's wrong with Sydney Sweeney? What are you talking about? I've never had a problem with Sydney.
Right, so
Sydney Sweeney
there seems to be like a trend in Hollywood where you'd have like an A-list actor that's in like every film for like a few years.
Yeah.
You know, like The Rock. He's in like a lot of stuff.
Yeah, I don't like that guy, but
yeah, like his acting is very questionable. It's it's decent. He's acting. He is acting.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
You know, the range of acting is where I question it.
Yeah.
Whether he plays the same character or not.
Yeah, I'm gonna be the tough, bold guy.
Yeah.
With an occasional sense of humour.
But here's the thing: it's like Jason Statham would sort of play the same sort of roles, but you'd enjoy his films. You know what I mean? Like,
you might, maybe me not so much.
No?
I don't. Yeah. Believe it or not, I don't really like films with fighting in unless there's some sort of distancing from reality. So like if this guy's got a superpower or a super weapon or something like that, then I can just be like, oh, cool, I'll watch this. Nothing grinds my gears more than when like said 50-kilo female beats the fuck out of these 7 massive bodyguards of some description. Nothing grinds my gear more than that because I'm just like, it doesn't happen. I can't suspend my disbelief. Don't get me wrong. If you told me that woman had some sort of superpower or an amulet that gave her magic or something, I'm like, cool, I'm in. Yeah, let's watch her kick some ass. But just being like, oh yeah, she's a trained assassin or something. I'm like, yeah.
So you do. So
fucking huge.
You prefer like realism or no?
No, I like realism if it's real. You know, I'm trying to think of a good. I'm trying to think of a good reference to it where somebody.
Martial arts film.
Yeah, but I really can't think. Yeah.
So yeah, one of the next things I was going to ask you actually is like your thoughts on, you know, certain actors like Jean-Claude Van Damme. He's done a lot of like martial arts film. And if you know Scott Adkins.
Scott Adkins.
Yeah,
I don't think I do. Give me a.
He's actually, you know, quite well respected and he's very good at stuff. He does his own stunts and everything. So he does all the choreography in the fight scenes.
What?
And he's an actual martial artist.
And what would I have seen him in?
Have you heard of? You haven't heard of him, no?
We're gonna have a quick
Scott
Google.
Adkins, yeah.
2 seconds there, team.
Yeah, but
Pause.
I don't know if he's sort of like been a professional martial artist or not. But like his stuff is it's there. Especially the films he does, like it's great.
Well, no, he's a Taekwondo black belt.
Oh, okay.
So
that would explain all the kicks he does.
yeah, exactly. I can't give you a.
I haven't watched any of them though.
He's in John Wick 4 allegedly. I haven't seen it.
Oh, he was, yeah.
No, don't think I've seen any of his films. So no, can't give you a good reference there, mate.
What was he in? Something like, not Bloodsport. That was the other one.
Mm-hmm.
You watched like the old ones, Bloodsport and
back in the day.
Kickboxer.
Yeah.
Actually, he was in Kickboxer 2.
Was he?
Retaliation. Yeah, that was Scott Adkins.
No.
No.
Can't help it. I don't watch them. Yeah, it's hard for me to watch, especially when they go into like an actual fight, choreographed sort of routines and things. I'm just not watching a fight. I would much rather just watch a fight than watch two people pretend to fight. And that being said, I don't actually like watching films or even series that are based around like MMA or kickboxing, Muay Thai, because a lot of the times it's sort of what's the words I'm looking for now? We had a break and now my brain's run out of juice. Sorts of gives a very negative misconception to or a negative conception to what a gym is actually like. We hear people saying, I was so nervous to come in through the front door there because I know what these places can be like. And it's like, nah, man. Like most people here, we're just here to have a laugh and have a good time. Whereas you watch it on a film, it's like, it's the scary place. They're selling drugs in the background. This guy beats people up for, drug runners. And it's just so not what happens. It's like most people are just here to tell dick jokes and punch stuff. It's a good time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But so what are your thoughts on sort of like Rocky then? Because that's very well choreographed. Well,
I think you need films like this to sort of inspire people to train. There's nothing wrong with watching something like that and thinking, do you know what? I'm going to exercise more, or I'm going to go to a boxing gym, or I'm going to take up K1, and we'll all have a good time. But if people are watching Rocky Balboa thinking that drinking eggs and shadowboxing in the street is going to make them tough, it's not the one. Trying to find their local butcher to beat some meat. No, you'll have to edit that bit out.
Nah, okay. That would be the thumbnail.
That'd be the thumbnail. Yeah. Me biting my lips.
Yeah.
No, you don't do that.
Bite my lips. Oh, I do.
Yeah,
I do, don't I?
If
no? When I make a sexual joke, I usually do like a.
Yeah. You have to. You have to. Even if somebody else just says something in passing and you hear it in a.
I think that's just a guy rule then.
Maybe it is. You can't give us a real quick, no? Oh, amazing. Sorry. And I'm back. Okay, I've got my energy back. I'm good.
But yeah, so we've got, I don't know if you know sort of Tom Hardy's journey on like into martial arts.
Yeah.
Have you sort of heard?
I know he does jiu-jitsu and he's training in the gi, competes and things.
Yeah.
And,
So he was very much like that. As when he came into a gym, he was quite scared of it, and he was quite nervous to join them.
Yeah.
Because he's an actor. He thought like, it's not his realm. But then he sorts of get into it, and then like everyone's really nice, especially upstairs actually.
All right, Bence. Thanks, mate. Like more the jiu-jitsu guys than the kickboxing guys. Kickboxing guys are knobs.
Listen, everyone's nice here, but because I've never done jiu-jitsu, and that's a bit more intimate.
Well, kickboxing ain't great either, mate, if I'm being honest.
What?
Sorry, pick it up on the mics later. Yeah, carry on.
Jiu-jitsu is a bit more of an intimate sport, right?
Yeah.
A lot of kissing involved.
Yeah. I I would describe it as the reason why we have a good base here. Like some people come in, they'll try kickboxing, they'll be like, do you know what, that's not for me, and they'll do jiu-jitsu instead, and vice versa. And I think it's either like a claustrophobic thing. Like if you're quite a claustrophobic person, you will not get on with jiu-jitsu, but they'll be fine with the space in striking, and vice versa. And also, if you're a flinchy person, kickboxing can be quite hard because it is things coming towards you. Whereas jiu-jitsu, there's not a lot of flinching in jiu-jitsu because it does happen at a certain rate and pace. Nobody's striking; they're just looking to grab you quick, and then it's a roll around. You know, that's me summing it up nice and quick. But yeah, we've got a little something for everyone.
What's the description? It's like folding clothes while people still in them.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah. It's good fun.
Yeah, it is. It's nice to learn how to break someone's shoulder or whatever.
Well, yeah. Don't get me wrong. I mean, you're making it sound like a malicious sport here. No. Yeah, jiu-jitsu is very cool. It is a wonderful way of manipulating the human body into pain tolerances to make people submit. But between those moments, there's cool, flashy stuff. They move around. People are fist bumping and high fiving. It's a good time around all the pain.
Yeah, no, obviously. No.
Yeah.
I'm just talking if someone wants to be, get into jiu-jitsu. Some stuff to look forward to.
Well, just don't tell them about all the bad bits, Bence. You're over here like, people are going to fold you up. I mean, they will.
That's what you're here for, to soften the blow, you know?
Yeah. Don't talk about my soft blows in here, man. Jesus Christ, huh? There could be men at home watching this, getting all excited.
Yeah. But no. People are really nice, sort of everywhere that I've been. I remember this first time I came to sparring. Actually, I went against Darren.
Yeah.
And he went, went really easy on me. Just let me sort of land hits. And I remember you saying as well, it's like, this guy could drop you in a few seconds. Like, yeah, fair enough. Yeah.
Yeah.
His arm is, to be fair, some the size of my head.
So. Well, but there's nothing to prove. And also, it's like, it's a big fish thing where, yes, Darren could do that to you. I could do that to Darren. What does anybody gain from it? Nothing really, you know. It's much more beneficial for us here to give the newer guys breathing room to progress and become more comfortable in sparring so that eventually they'll become better sparring partners. Whereas if you just go gung-ho and be like, I'm going to see how fucking quick I can take out a newbie, that newbie's probably going to be like, fuck sparring, who wants to do this? This is terrible. So my better guys, the guys that could do more damage to you, are more likely to do less damage to you because they're looking to look after and progress you. It's that middle ground where they're not a newbie anymore, but they've just done that little bit, and then somebody newer walks through the door and they're like, well, I can't do any of my cool stuff on the more advanced guys, so I suppose I've got to try it out here. That's the bit that you have to manage a lot more than the guys who are more experienced. But also they get their time to beat each other up in the sort of invite-only sparring sessions and things. So they're happy.
Yeah, because I feel like a lot of people, if they're sort of just coming and, Joe's very similar, my friend. He...
Just so the viewers at home know who we're talking about.
He gets sort of quite annoyed at himself. He does the same thing as me, actually. It's like when he does something wrong. And it's very hard to just be like, just keep trying it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's kind of like the same with sparring. It's like you don't want to just have the guys beat the shit out of the guy because then he'll be like, oh, shit, why am I doing this? And then leave, right?
Yeah. And that is a bad habit to get out of as well. Like being self-detrimental when you're doing something poorly. Not to be too psychological here, but it tends to be like a mirroring of a parental behavior where a parent tells you off in that certain way and then you then repeat what your parent says. But I like to say to the guys that have done that in the past, I'm like, dude, you wouldn't hang out with somebody that said this shit to you. If you were beating yourself, or you say these things, God, I'm shit at this. God, fucking hell, I'm terrible. Every time I do this, I make a mistake. What's the point? If you externalize that and put that as a person right next to you, every time you did anything, they were like, God, you're shit. God, you're a piece of shit. God, you're terrible. You'll never amount to anything. You'd be like, I need to get away from this person as fast as possible. But somewhere along the way, it's become socially acceptable to just say it to yourself. And you're cool with it, you know? You're like, that's just who I am. I'm self-detrimental. Like, nah, kick it. You'll be fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but that's kind of what I like when I come down here. Is you tell me I'm shit, and
oh yeah,
I usually am.
I can tell you I can tell you you're shit because I'm telling you from a place of a place of expertise.
Yeah.
But I tend to do it to make you laugh and then get you out of this like negative funk where you're like, oh, I just can't do it right. And I'm like, yeah, it's because you're terrible. Fucking deal with it. And then I'll explain to you how to do it better. You normally just keep doing it poorly, but some people get better. It's incredible.
Yeah. I mean,
you should try it sometime.
in a weird way, I sort of just want to come back more, to be honest.
Yeah, I like to think of it as it is team banter. So yeah, I do take the piss out of people. We have a laugh, we have a joke, but it also means you're part of the team. People that I don't make fun of, I'm like, you know, if I don't feel like I can make fun out of you, maybe it's because I feel like you're going to run off the mats crying or one thing or another, or you just don't seem ready for it yet, you know? It's also a very good way for the new guys. When somebody comes in and they tell me something, you know, they're from Wales or something, and I'm going to make some joke about the Welsh or whatever. It's also a good way for the team to learn who you are or your name or whatever. So I'll be like, oh, Bence, don't forget that time you jacked off a dude. And you'll be like, now everybody knows.
I remember, yeah.
You're Bence, you like jacking off dudes. So they know two things about you. The whole class, everybody here. It's really good for you, right? That's how people get to know you. You can branch out a little bit into a new social group.
Never thought I'd come to a place and want to get bullied. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah.
I get bullied enough by her.
She is looking over in a very menacing way, huh?
Yeah.
Get the big peg out tonight.
Oh god, that's a running joke as well.
Nice, not tonight. It's not. Jesus, sir.
Oh god, yeah. Anyway, enough about me pegging. Me getting pegged.
Being pegged, yeah, it's very different.
I don't peg with a strap on. As you know, got a dick for a reason.
Of course, mate. Of course. Huh?
Like,
look at him trying to like bring it back, like be the man in this situation. I don't fuck other men's with rubber dicks. I'll fuck them with my own rock hard dick. Thank you. Huh? Think I can't maintain an erection around another man?
Have you ever had people kick off because of the jokes you've made? So, you know, themselves that have been in the situation, or parents that have come in and be like, "Oh, you made this joke."
So I don't joke like I do with the adults around the juniors. The juniors, so first I'll say I have 8 nibblings, nephews and nieces, and I have a lot of practice of not swearing, not saying really fucked up shit around the youngsters. And so when I'm coaching the juniors, you know, the coaching references switch. Like maybe that whole running the switch kick when your mom calls you for dinner, that works the same, but maybe not the, you know, get a full extension in like you're hitting your ex-wife. When you're in the kids' classes, maybe it's something like when you're throwing a frisbee, straight arm. Yeah, so you just change the references down to that day and age. If you can get a joke in there somewhere, try your best. But kids are a tough crowd. But have we had anybody leave over my sense of humour? We probably have, yeah. But man, I don't want this place to become somewhere where you can't have a joke. There's a lot of places that are running out of being able to have a laugh, and that doesn't seem like fun to me. And especially when I'm the boss, you know what I mean? So, okay, you didn't like that joke. Let's just run it up to HR real quick. Hi, stop being a about. No, I can't say that on camera. Stop being a wuss about it. You'll be all right. Yeah, unless you're in the refines of your own home, you can't really have a laugh with people anymore, and some people still get upset even when you're there.
Yeah.
It's just jokes, folks. We're just having a good time.
Yeah. Joe Rogan on a time soon?
No, I don't think you'd be too interested in old Chris over here.
No?
I'd have to do something pretty fantastic, right? And then maybe if I can get one of my guys some world championship level professionals, maybe he'll be like, we need to get world-renowned coach Chris the Knee Mee from the Striking Clinic in Banbury. Which is interesting though, 10th Planet Banbury has had a couple of mentions on the Rogan podcast.
Really?
Yeah, when Eddie Bravo's been on, he's mentioned the UK and Banbury. I think he said Banbury one time, but he meant Banbury, and that's cool. But yeah, Striking Clinic hasn't really made it to the Rogan podcast yet.
Not yet.
No, but it has made it to Untitled Episode 1, Version 1, Series 1, which is amazing.
We are going.
Yeah,
cool. Just making sure we got that.
Just whilst I'm roasting the podcast that I'm on. This piece of shit. You bring in £1,000 camera and a 50p second-hand beanbag. Christ, it's a great combination.
A lot more than £1,000, mate.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. I think the value of this place just went up
just by having these
from these two cameras in here.
Aren't they borrowed?
No. He owns that one. I own that one.
Oh, look at you, big spender, huh? couldn't afford two. You had to bring your mate here with his own camera.
Yeah, money's a bit tight now.
Peasant. No.
Money's a bit tight when you're in a relationship.
Oh, is that how it is? You're absorbing it all off him. Yeah. Listen, Bence, you're punching up, so you've got to keep her somehow, mate. Keep spending it, mate. If it's going to keep her around, you might as well. What's that? Yeah. Exactly.
I mean, she's not with me for my tiny cock, is she?
Well, she's not. And it's definitely not your looks.
Thanks, mate. I'll take that back home.
We're not friends. What are you talking about?
Chris, are you ready for some rapid fire questions?
Rapid fire questions.
Rapid fire.
Okay. So what, have I got to give single word answers? Is this like a...
No, just
it's not like word association
head, really.
or anything.
What?
It's not like word association or anything.
No. Just whatever comes off the top of your head.
Sounds good.
One fight you wish you had?
God. Jesus, I've never even fucking thought of this, huh? One guy that I was like, let's say there's some local rivalry. No, in fact, we shouldn't say that, should we? No, skip.
Let's start with a B.
You can't put shit like this in. So
we get a bleep in there.
Yeah, so I'll give an answer, but you'll probably need to edit this out. Probably won't make the cut. I always thought there was a bit of beef between me and another gym, or another head coach of another gym, and I always thought, wouldn't it be interesting to do that for charity? Like we have a K1 or a Muay Thai rules fight, and I come out of retirement, so does he. But thing is, there's a lot of charities that money doesn't go, or the right amount of money doesn't go to the right, what you want, you know what I mean? They say they're raising money for one thing, but actually CEOs are getting paid, expenses are going in, this, that, and the other. And yeah, unless I could guarantee that that money was going to the right place, I wouldn't be interested in doing it. And to be fair, I need a double hip replacement and a new knee. So at this point, I probably shouldn't be looking to fight ever again.
You think you'd win?
I know I'd win. Yeah.
Cool. One fight.
Edit that out. That's just for the people in the room here.
Okay, between us.
Yeah. So what was your first question of this rapid fire thing?
One fight you wish you had?
Skip.
So if you weren't a coach or a fighter, what would you be?
So before I was doing this, I wasn't coaching at all, and I was actually doing a lot of multi-trade work. I would decorate, plumbing, bit of electrics and carpentry and landscaping, repairing fences and whatever needed doing, really. I didn't like doing the same thing. I didn't want to be like a specialist in one thing, or I only do flooring, or I only do painting, because I do it for about 3 days and then I'm like, bored, I need to do something else. Oh my God, I'm going to kill myself if I do any more painting. So I like to, I like to do as much different stuff as possible. As long as it's practical, I'm in. Yeah.
Straightforward.
Straightforward, man. Yeah.
What's next for the Striking Clinic?
What's next? What's next for the Striking Clinic? You'll have to edit this thinking patch out. I think the Striking Clinic's getting to a point now where I need some of my guys, or certainly need is a strong word. I would like for some of my guys that are more experienced to start dipping their toe into coaching classes, and maybe not giving them a full time, you have to be here every Thursday 6 till 7, but getting them to cover classes for me or take a class even though I'm around, to just give them pointers on their coaching and make sure we can get them up to a coaching level if they want to. It would take the pressure off me being here 6 or 7 days a week, if it meant that somebody was interested in doing this as a more of a coaching role as well as fighting or whatever they want to do. Some people do this and they don't want to fight, or they fight one time and they think, do you know what, that ain't for me, but I do really enjoy it, so maybe I'll go down the coaching route,
Because we spoke a bit at some point about sort of you expanding the place and making it sort of like a gym you can come train to, but also just chill out with the community.
Yeah.
Is that something that you would look into?
No, fuck the community. No. I think we have got the option at some point to expand or go into a bigger unit, let's say, and that could be potentially something we look to do. There's only been a few sessions. Well, I wouldn't say that actually. There's been quite a few sessions here where we are elbow knocking. People are on the pads here or hitting the bags here, and actually we could do with a bit more room. But for the most part, 20 something hours a day, there is a couple of people in here or none at all. So it's not a big enough problem yet where we have to expand. But we're looking at things. We're looking at options. I don't want to give away too much, and I don't want people to be coming into the gym tomorrow. So like, oh my God, so when are we doing this? Or I want a bigger gym. But yeah.
Well, hopefully after Untitled Podcast episode 1 with Chris Mee comes out, you never know.
You never know. People will be booming through the door.
Yeah.
And we'll be like, fuck it, we got 1,000 members now. We're going to have to open up second location, Yes, I was actually recently offered a chance at opening up a second location.
Really?
Yeah.
Whereabouts?
Not in Banbury. It would have been further afield. I don't want to give away.
I thought so.
Yeah. I don't want to give away too much information because I don't know if they've announced their location yet. It was going to be in partnership with another gym.
Is it Oxfordshire or?
I've just said Bence. I'm not going to give it. No. But yeah, I decided in the end, because I don't have people that can step into a coaching role here, I would need somebody to cover here for me whilst I go and coach somewhere else. And it wouldn't be fair on the guys that I just burden it with if it turned out that way. So I'll focus on Banbury first. We'll get that to where I want it to be. And then location number 2, baby.
So, on your unfortunate passing away, who would take over Striking Clinic?
Who says my passing away would be unfortunate, Bence? Jesus Christ, I'm looking forward to it. Doesn't mean I'm going to do it. You don't have to worry about me. You're not going to find me hanging in here one day. I'm just saying, if I accidentally passed away in my sleep, don't feel bad for me. I had a good
celebrate
time.
It, don't worry.
Oh, yeah, if you could, mate. Thank God he's gone. There's a few guys here that really emulate the style of what we do. Jed, Zach, Louis, Jamie, Darren. There's Tyler. There's too many names to really be like, bam, this guy. But yeah, I think it would probably be a collective group that did something. Unless my missus just sold the gym off to whoever wanted it, and then fuck you guys, train with whoever you get,
Yeah, go
you can't say that name in this. Edit. You can go and train if you want, guys, but you'll be back.
Anyway, get yourself down to the Striking Clinic. I'm training with Chris and Gav upstairs. If you're looking to do a bit of jiu-jitsu. But yeah, thank you very much, Chris.
Yeah, that was a terrible sign-off. Head over to strikingclinicbanbury.com where you can sign up for your week's free trial. That's what you got to say, mate. You don't know what's going on here, Bence, huh?
You want to punch the bottom of the frame and go,
Oh yeah, if you click the link, if you click the link just here, it's going to come up probably in green. There'll be some flashing neons and stuff. I'll really make Bence work for it.
Potentially.
Yeah, potentially.
But thank you very much, Chris.
I'd like to say it's been a pleasure, but this was agonising.
Is it?
God, you're terrible.
Just wait till
terrible
the next
podcast.
Wait till the next episode.
You think I'm going to watch this shit? Jesus Christ. You don't even have an Instagram account for this yet. How am I going to watch episode 2? I don't even know where this is going to be posted.
I'm going to play it on the speakers here.
No, you're not. I'll hurt you. Just the worst bits that I've said throughout the day. The boats! Stop the boats! Gay chicken. Just gay chicken over and over again.
Boats. F word.
F words. That F word. I was like, what's wrong with the word fuck? Oh, you mean God. Cancel me now. Cancel me now. Yeah, this is what we're really fighting for here at the Striking Clinic. We're fighting for a world where we can say the word without having to be dragged into HR, you know?
Am I cutting here?
No, keep it rolling.
Bence might need this evidence when he's like, so can I train for free now, Chris? In fact, I think you should pay me to like accidentally kick through your car.
Yeah, where's the sponsor?
Me as a sponsor you? Get fucked, mate. When was the last time you paid membership? Just check my Go Cardless real quick. No, out of date. Lucky I let you through the door at all. Can't believe you're wearing my merch.
I'm trying to support the brand, mate.
Yeah, if you can, mate. Flow Fightwear, clearly a sponsor of this podcast. That's the Striking Clinic logo.
Yeah, trying to get the flow
out of shot.
Yeah.
What about the other?
Are you good
mate?
with them? Yeah.
Oh God, yeah, I love Flow Fightwear, mate. He's awesome. So what else do you need?
You can see the flow anyway.
No, so it's a real headshot then, just of Bence.
Well, no, it's more because it's on the shoulders and Messi starts skinning.
Yeah, I think Devon should have done the interview. Let's start from the top. Get in here, Devon. Bence did such a poor
I
job.
might do the next one.
It's all a learning experience.
I'm only busting your chops.
He loves that. He loves that.
We can all be better.
He loves knowing
who have you got lined up for episode 2 whilst we're just chatting shit at the end of the podcast? Huh? Interviewing the missus.
Yeah,
huh?
Devon will be on there as well.
What's? I don't mean this as a derogatory here. Definitely not. Just because I don't know you at all. What's special about the missus, Bence? Huh?
Well, I'm going to interview her on sort of her. How do you say it? Like her
Sexual abilities. She's pretty special. Is that what you
northern goblinness. What it's like to date an almost celebrity and very wealthy person.
What? Yeah.
I'll sneak that in there, don't worry.
Like, has anybody ever told you that this is above average? Because it is below.
No, she uses the term, what do you say? Boyfriend dick.
Boyfriend dick.
Yeah. Which is girls' language for saying, yeah, it's perfect. It's cute.
That's why I've never heard this term before.
It's not too big and it's not too small.
It's just
That's what they
perfect.
say, yeah.
Oh, it fits just right.
Yeah.
I don't like the big ones. They hurt.
Yeah, that's what they say.
Yeah, that's fair. Should you ever say, why does it have such a funny aftertaste? No?
Does it taste like shit by any chance?
Yeah. Does it taste like Dave's ass? Because that's where it's been.
Anyway, I'm off to head home and cry in the shower after this.
Spent too much time getting roasted by Chris from the Striking Clinic.
Yeah.
Yep, spot on.
Cool.
Cheers, dude.
Thank you very much.
Nice work.